Other guys. So I wanted to discuss. I've talked about some of this on my Instagram. I've seen stuff about people abusing power, some stuff with psychic attacks, that sort of thing. I want to actually be specific today because I've had enough of seeing some of the abusiveness out there. Uh, so I'm thinking of the one person I'm thinking of is actually a soul family member of mine. I just woke up from sleep earlier where my sacral chakra she was trying to abuse it. And this is not the first time she tried to do it. Where I first got together with this person, I helped them with energy healing. Her name is Jillian Wisborg out of Hamilton, Ontario. Holistic nutritionist. Met her through a friend of a friend. Started with energy healing stuff, helped each other a bit, met up with her on Vancouver Island. Out there did energy healing for her, and after some of the energy healing, she went into psychic attacking me, that sort of thing, where I was saying, look, this is what your ancestors are saying. They weren't impressed with you, with some of the things you're doing. I was not, I was just giving her the knowledge that came through. Of like, this is what it was. She didn't like some of that. She got angry different times. And she started to try to, like it would look like an earwig at the back of my neck when she was angry that she didn't see me for a couple hours. That's where at first there was that. Even before that, when we would talk on the phone, I was seeing this kind of like, sort of thing where anger would be coming out in certain ways, but she'd try to really hide it. And I'm going, okay, like what's going on here? Over the course of the past couple of years, it got to the point that I even had to talk to her at one point of saying, look, you're throwing hooks at me. Like hooks in the chest, sacral, all this sort of stuff. I explain it to her. I flat out say it. Look, this is what you're doing. And then it goes from, oh, okay, to a bit of a smirk and even like not even caring. I'm going, okay. I also know she's broke a crystal right in front of, we had a mutual teacher at one point, broke one of her favorite crystals, shows zero empathy in front of her and just says, whoops. There's all these sort of signs that were just adding up. When I met this person, oh my God, I'm wondering, there's certain stuff I don't necessarily want to mention because I don't want it just be like, look, you're trying to like drag this person through this. No. My whole point of even doing this is I've had enough. I even muscle tested on it. I've had at least over 30 somewhat psychic attacks from her. Okay? That is included mental, emotional, spiritual, sexual. That was all connected with spiritual. So waking up feeling like someone was trying to literally cause harm towards your stomach, sacral. She tried to push stuff into my solar plex, which felt like hooks. Tried to push some of her issues onto me, like traumas. Tried to bind my leg at one point. She was trying to hover or be connected, literally pretty much be beside me when I was falling asleep. I woke up before she was watching me sleep. That was another thing. Tried to connect to me in dreams. Tried to force a blowjob on me in a dream. So wake up, literally you're having it or it's on the astral and the person tried to, not only did they try to force it on you, they tried to make themselves look underage and then make her hand look deformed. She tells me about her one coach. I end up listening to some audios from her one coach. Turns out her coach was doing a bunch of dark reptilian stuff to manipulate people. One of our mutual teachers, I checked it in with her of what I picked up on. She said the same sort of thing. She said young, naive light workers were getting involved with the guy. So what I was seeing, it looked like a pyramid above the head, below the feet, trying to do that to people and use them and take advantage of their energy and then link them to other people. Felt extremely toxic and abusive. She tried to force partnerships on me. I woke up in the middle of lucid dreams where she was trying to talk to me and like push her will on me. All right? There was stuff I cleared that was witchcraft before. The problem is she goes and she tries to go use witchcraft or something sexual with guys. I've seen what she does with men. I don't want to see other people going through this. When there is a spiritual side, it is incredibly toxic. So we could have it that we could flirt back and forth psychically, and then it would go straight into toxic. And I just nothing getting through to this person. All right, there's a ton I could say, but as far as the spiritual side, Extremely abusive person. Extremely abusive. So on one hand, I had it where I had a family member that went through some very heavy stuff, and I know she did a prayer for them. I was like, that's great. On the other hand, she's projecting at a grandparent's funeral of mine, trying to mess around. Okay? Trying to stomp behind me in the kitchen when I had so much trauma. I had a head tick and an eye flutter, was trying to bully. Would try to lean her energy field on you to bully. Tried to do it to a mutual teacher of ours too. Multiple times tried to hover in your space, be close to you when you're falling asleep, and then try to mess with your dreams. So you were in and out of sleep, trying to get sleep, recovering from trauma. Okay, making sure to recover from trauma. And I could go on about the amount of stuff that happened there. And then would alternate it, switching to clairvoyantly an image of her looking way more innocent, trying to look really attractive, flinging something sexual at you. She was throwing sexual energy darts. Mutual teacher of mine, we both picked up on it. Disgustingly, I don't want to say disgustingly, but no, one of the most manipulative people I've ever come across. And I even said flat out to one of our mutual teachers, I said, I feel like I'm playing with fire with this person. And the more I tried to help over the years, the more toxic she got. And you know what? I've seen this with narcissists too. Oh, I want to help this person. I'm an empath. I want to help this person. They get more and more and more toxic. She's extremely narcissistic, but she's not a narcissist. And then I find out later things she left out about how she had issues at one point of she would have such bad issues with rage, she would pass out and have mood swings. So I've seen it out of her. I picked that out of her. There's something going on there. I'm not sure what it is, okay? But the behavior side of things, I've had enough. I've had enough to the point I literally messaged, I put on David Wolf's wall today that I said, this person you did a health summit with, this is what they've done. And that's only part of what I've seen out of her. I've had enough. She's literally, right now, like trying to tune in with this. We formed a telepathic link through gazing on Vancouver Island. That is how things kind of got, how to describe it, there'd be more of a back and forth. So that would have to be another video. The telepathy is real, because it is real. Tried to like exert her will and even like throw programs on me. Tried to kind of push me together with other people, with partnerships and things like that. So like trying to make my choices, okay? And trying to be abusive with merging. The hook stuff though, like full on, it felt like this big, laying in bed, tried to push it, hover in to around your solar plex, between solar plex and sacral, and it felt even like hooks. I was trying to push some of her issues on there. So certain things I was clearing, and I'm like, that's not mine. That's not mine. That's not mine. Felt like trying to put a hold on your sacral and even arouse you, and then trying to, tried to dig into old diaries of mine that I didn't even have anymore. Tried to actually dig into it. Like I saw it clairvoyantly. Tried to read through that level of invading, okay? I was having to clear stuff about, like, what's going on with my lower chakras? What's going on here? It felt like stuff was almost trying to corrupt. It's to the point I'm having to do a video on here that I couldn't do it on Instagram, because it was like, when I start talking about this, there is so much. I don't want to see her doing this to other guys. Yeah. I am so, like, she goes and she makes a video about women, you are not a men's toy. She toys with, oh my God, that is the last person to be saying that. The last person to be saying that. That's what she does. That's what she does. And the problem is, like, I had her coach message me, and I was like, I'm not even responding to this guy, because I know what she does. She's going to do something with sex or something sexual, get him under her thumb, and then something with witchcraft. I have seen it. You could look at her picture. She'll make herself look innocent, and then you'll see the darkness, and she tries to rework her energy and kind of stuff it in there of just like, no, you didn't see that. It's no different than when I would see a narcissist try to put the mask on. It's like, it's so toxic, but it would be alternating. So, I mean, 1 minute she's suggesting a book to me psychically, or saying like, check this out, check out this person, whatever. And then next thing you know, it's turning into, you're getting hooks in you. You're having the person go at you. It wasn't until the other day, like I've been healing a ton, okay, and purging stuff from my family. And then I actually muscle tested. I was like, how many attacks has she done in the past 2 or 3, like literally 2 or 3 years? And it ended up being over 35 attacks. I haven't attacked her once. I got to the point, and I'd be like, nope, that's going to hit a mirror. You'll deal with that. I haven't attacked her once. I did stuff before where I was like, okay, what could help her with, like, I can't even tell you. Okay. Where I was literally trying to tell her, you better stop doing this. Your ancestors are angry. Okay. Like they're fucking pissed is what I was getting through when I was sitting there and it was coming through. Like they're angry. I was having to do like straight, like literally, you need to change what you're doing. And I was going through and I was concerned. I don't want to say it on camera, but there's certain things in which you're doing with her life. And I'm going, look, you need to cut this out, what this can do. And like always kind of doing that sort of stuff until I got to the point, I'm like, I'm not her parent. And what am I getting in exchange for this? She's trying to be abusive. And I mean, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually. There was times where I was standing there, I don't know how much sleep because I worked through trauma, and she's standing there and she tried to make herself look innocent. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, what's the vibe? She tried to shield what her intent was, and I checked my subtle bodies, and she's trying to be emotionally abused. Like actually tried to stomp on the floor behind you, trying to act like bullying and connect stuff to your back and force links and throw hooks and try to dominate and then put on this innocent little face. So that's the issue. And like, it is to the point I'm actually making a video to say, fuck this. I've had enough. This started when I could pick up on the anger before easily, like, wow, she's got some serious anger there behind things, but she hides it like crazy. I meet up with her, I do some energy healing for her, and then she literally started going at trying to attack me at one point, and I went, okay, what the hell? She goes and like, her responses, I get it, she was purging different stuff, but to start attacking me, and then over the years, it just got worse and worse and worse. I haven't attacked her once. I would literally, have I like verbally said stuff? Oh yeah. Because I had enough. Anyone would have enough. Where you're like, this person's attacked like 30 some odd times. Like wanting to constantly try to test you, to overstep your boundaries, standing beside you in bed, and you were so tired because you're processing stuff, needing sleep, and her going, I can't believe you're letting me take from you like this. That was said. That was actually take from you or steal from you. Clairvoyantly trying to make it look like she's reaching in and out of your pocket, pulling your wallet out, trying to mess with you. Like, I want people to realize, like, this is stuff that's been going on in this past couple of years, and I'm not going to put up with this. And it's actually horrifying to see she's out there on a health summit at one point with David Wolf, and people would be like, oh my God, that's great. Look at this person over here. When really it's like, there's so much more I could say that I'm not going to say on here. And then after doing the abuse, she would try to manage you psychically. Before doing this, she was trying to switch back to what she does. She'll do a clairvoyant thing where all of a sudden she'll try to make herself look like she's innocent or a certain outfit, like, oh, you'd like how this looks, and then rework her energy and then try to do something to get you feeling better with energy, to manage it, and then go back into abuse later. There has been, I'd have to double check how many times around sleep though that she tried to pull stuff. I don't want to say 10, but it has been enough that I messaged at least 20 messages to a mutual teacher we had, told her all the stuff that I was picking up on that she was doing and stuff even with her coach. And yeah, she knows exactly. This teacher will not talk to this person anymore. She would not teach her Reiki teacher level because she knows. She knows the same sort of stuff I do. I had to tell multiple soul family members, hey, just so you know, this is what this person is doing. Yeah, that's the problem. The problem is, and I will do other videos and I can discuss this, the stuff I've seen out of spiritual abuse, specifically with women, is they can put on the innocent front or they can throw in stuff about sex. That's the problem. The sexual side, throwing the sexual energy darts, trying to throw in the manipulation that's about using the sexual energy and doing this sort of stuff. And next thing you know, somebody's being abused. Like it felt like I could check my subtle bodies and be like, that's emotional, that's mental. And then obviously try to connect you sexually, and then like get you literally psychically to get you connect you sexually, and then it going into abuse and then spiritual attacks. Every single form of abuse, including even some sleep deprivation stuff where you needed sleep and was trying to mess with you. Okay. Yeah. So that's one person, and I think I'm going to have some other ones to discuss. I don't want to see people having to deal with this. Yeah, there is no reason for that. It's one thing if no, there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that, and I'm really done seeing that sort of behavior out of spirituality, and that comes back on the person anyways when you act like that. But I do not like seeing that somebody's walking around looking that they're acting like they're innocent. I won't even say acting like they're innocent. That how long has somebody like that been doing that? They're willing to try to do that. And they knew, because I told them, and I used to have another YouTube channel to level. I had trauma so bad I had a head tick with my eyes fluttering. I had a parent that tried to commit suicide twice, and a mother that had a mini heart attack in the past couple of years. She knew all that. She knew I had a relative that had died, was trying to mess around at the funeral. She had literally stood there trying to mess with me to the point that I remember feeling like my mood like tank. To the point I'm serious. And was trying to mess with you and bully. And you know what really held me back from like hitting back with this person, really pushing back hard with that? She's small. She's female. She's young. And yeah, she looked pretty innocent. And we have some past life stuff. Because you reach a point, like I understand, when you learn about energy, you will get back what you put out. Do I feel like having attacks come back at me? No. No, really don't. I'm tired of seeing the abuse out of this person in all these ways. And I even had like an old video where I rounded off a tiny, tiny bit, but I could keep going with this video. This could turn into a much, much bigger video. But there is a real issue when somebody's acting like that and they have that level of manipulation and control stuff going on too. Actually having to cancel contracts because they were trying to force partnerships on you. Alternating, trying to turn you on sexually, mess with you like that, and then going into psychic attacking you. Or incorporating something twisted, like I said, looking like they're trying to connect to you sexually without consent on the astral, and then try to make themselves look underage, and then try to make it look like they had a deformed hand. So then you wake up going, you've got to be kidding me. If this happened to a woman, what would the response be? People would be losing their shit. Okay? So I will probably discuss some other stuff that I've seen out of people, but this is enough. I've had enough. I'm not going to be treated like that. And you know what? Anyone who's watching this video, who's into spirituality, you can confirm to know that I'm not adding to this. If anything, there's a lot I'm not saying on here. Because like I said, I'm not looking to just be like, okay, you're going to... Yeah. I want people to know I've had enough. This is something this person has done and is acting like. And it was like the more that I tried to help over the years in different ways, or I'd even point things out like, you better stop this. I'm telling you right now. Like I was trying to warn her of like, look, it's like I was trying to explain to somebody on the point of, I'm going to describe it. Viewing it like she doesn't understand. She'd understand what this is going to turn into for her. Until it gets to the point that it's like, I'm having to do this video to say, look, I'm not going to tolerate this. That this is stuff that's actually been done. If anyone hears that out loud, over 35 psychic attacks towards somebody who you know has been through trauma, who how many times over the years tried to help with energy healing, with all different stuff, goes right into that. No, I'm not putting up with it.